I'm Brian.
I'm Nicolette.
And we're joining van life, and we're super pumped about that. Nicolette's going to tell you a little bit about this garage and the history.
The history. So this isn't our garage, but this garage has been in my family for as long as I could remember. This is basically my dad's garage, and he's nice enough to let us park our van like right outside of it or in it if it's raining and renovate it. So there's a lot of tools in here already that we can use, and then Brian has tools too. So we'll have everything we need.
To buy some.
Besides our materials to build our in.
Let's go. Since the inception of our YouTube, we wanted to join van life. It's been like a 6-month journey for us to get to this point and actually be leaving our apartment and van shopping. So we're 7 days away. We're really excited to be at that point.
I'm going to my grandma's.
You're going backwards. You're so smooth. Look at that move. Are you kidding?
I love when people compliment me. Wheelchair scale, like, you really know how to move around on that thing.
She's smooth.
Do you have the keys?
I do. All right, we go again. Nicolette's always carrying like 1 to 6 boxes that are piled high.
I don't think there's anything too fragile.
We're on our way to our storage locker. Hopefully,
Again.
there's only a few more trips, but we'll see. And we're super excited today. We're keeping the high energy because we got a lot to do.
I have a habit of trying to do too much, and I threw my back out this week, but I'm feeling better now. I sound like an 85-year-old, literally. So unfortunately, we have to actually take all of this stuff out and put all of the bigger stuff in first, and then all the little stuff back in. So sometimes you have to do things the harder way.
Now we're gonna bring this stuff to the garage. We're gonna sell this at flea markets probably or something like that, or give it away to people, donate.
Just taking it one step at a time. So we're trying to do everything as smart as possible. First, we decided we were doing this. Then we were like, okay, how can we take the steps to do it? So the first thing we did was to start saving money, gave our apartment notice to leave.
We had to find a place to renovate a van. We want a stationary place so you're comfortable doing it.
We don't want to rush the renovation. So it's really cool that we have like a really good spot.
To make sure the van is accessible, so it's going to have open space, but also that it appears to be very comfy and homey and holds everything we need. Nicolette does come with a lot more belongings typically.
I do. I have more belongings. I have 2 wheelchairs, and I have the need for like a way to get in the van independently, which is also really expensive and
we're going to customize that probably.
So we haven't decided how we're going to get me in the van independently yet, but we're going to figure that out too. And this is our first project really, even separately, like not even just together.
Nothing beats the comfort of home. My coffee is normally 25 shades lighter, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
As long as I have you in the morning, I don't really care about coffee, but coffee's a strong second, I'd say.
Oh, is that how you feel?
Yeah. Got our packages. This is what we're leaving.
I have to sell all of my babies. I'm gonna keep some of my plants just because they have honestly been with me for longer than a decade, some of them. Like that guy right there. When I first got him, he was just a 1 leaf in a glass pot that somebody couldn't keep alive. And now he's a whole little tree. Packed up all of my bath products and cosmetics, trying to just keep it to this, and this will contain everything I need, which is basically just skincare and bath care.
Can't do this in the van.
Steve, yes you can.
I know.
The first aid kit is super important for us, especially because we have to be prepared for a couple of extra problems that might arise. Fun fact, when we did our trip to Arkansas, instead of canceling it, when I had some medical issues that had come up, I packed up a really good first aid kit, and Brian supported me in being able to tend to those issues on the road. We got through it. I'm alive. I'm all better. So we can accomplish anything.
Every little step we take gets us closer to that first goal. And then every
Now
step
we can
after that,
actually
second
start
goal.
putting stuff.
Yeah. The apartment will start emptying out, which is the most exciting part. But also
Is it?
the part that's the saddest, you know?
Definitely the most annoying too.
Our home is going to be wherever we are. So whether it's a van, whether after van life we build a home, doesn't matter. We're going to...
Little cabin in the woods with a greenhouse.
That's what Nicolette wants. So eventually, like 5-year plan.
Our home is going to be everywhere. I'm really excited about that. We're putting in the first piece of wood for our frame, and we need it to go flush with the weird angle that we have in here, in that area of the van right here. So I need a couple templates out of cardboard to achieve that. So we're going to see which one fits better. Our boards are all laid, and it's time to use the adhesive we chose to put these boards permanently in place for our subfloor.
Look how beautiful and hardworking my girlfriend is. Make sure it's clean. Yeah, we did find out that you have to kind of lather it on there.
Give it a lot of love.
Give it a lot of love.
So you can put one near the wheel well one and that other one, and then we'll move on and do the rest of them. We have our frames for our subfloor laid, and it's been a long day, but I think it went pretty well. So we're gonna load this puppy up with a couple more cinder blocks, and hope for the best. Our template is drawn onto our giant piece of plywood, and now we're going to cut it. Well, our plywood fits pretty good. We just have to sand down these corners so they're not so close, and that's so it can slide in just a little bit better up here. And then we're really happy with the fit. I think we might be going a little overkill with the screws, but this floor is sturdy. I can't wait to enjoy it. I can't wait to wheel around on this floor when it's complete, you guys. You have to do tons of research to put windows on your van successfully. This window, I made Brian do the priming and painting, and I'm just cuddled up here on our outdoor bed. So he's over there painting.
Day 2 of the second window installation, and it's time to put the window in. We're hoping it fits.
Right now we're troubleshooting our slider window. Our problem is that our trim is not being able to tighten enough onto our window. So Brian's doing some dremeling around our wood frame that we made to have the seal be better and tighter. So definitely knew it wouldn't be easy. So I'm not surprised that there's little things that are gonna come up that, you know, we have to troubleshoot. That's to be expected with anything that you do for the first time.
Nicolette's screwing in the screws. I'm gonna tighten them now. This one was a little more stressful.
But look, babe, we have an issue. So our subfloor, I don't think it's attached to our van anymore, really.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
Brian's going to start taking up our plywood. We're gonna further inspect the problem with our subfloor. Definitely a little annoying to have to redo projects, but it's also going to be a part of it. If you're building a van or anything for the first time, be prepared to have to redo something. Hopefully it's only one thing. There's our plywood all ripped up. Look how beautiful our cut is.
So, took this one up, and we're going to try to save these pieces of wood.
We used Loctite Subfloor 400, and I just don't think that was the best option for a van. This time, we went with a flexible sealant, so we're hoping that's better. The second error to our subfloor, trying to attach the boards to a freshly painted glossy surface. This was another crucial mistake. I think we were so caught up in trying to prevent rust that it didn't even occur to us that this was a really bad idea. So those were our two crucial mistakes. Some of them, it took a little force to rip them up.
If they have any movement or shifts at all, I'm doing everything I can to get them up. Then what we're gonna do is use a marine sealant. We want the adhesive to adhere to it, and in order to do that, you have to scuff up the glossy paint.
We're doing like 4 or 5 boards tonight just to test it overnight and see how well this adhesive works. We're pretty confident, but we want to be extra sure this time. And also I think there's a storm a brewing.
So I got these back ones done. I think those are going to be super sturdy. I didn't do the wheel well ones yet. I want to see how sturdy it is. Maybe it's good. Oh, jeez. All right. This didn't work at all.
So this time we chose marine adhesive by 3M. Much more confident in it. It looks like marshmallow. 3 of these was $74 on Amazon. So not cheap, but probably worth it.
We're going to unlock it. Open that on up. All right, let's see if this one's any better. Seems to be working pretty good.
Then we moved on to fixing the last floor joist.
It's the third day of fixing our subfloor, which honestly can be a little bit discouraging. When you haven't done something like this before and you hit hiccups or road bumps like this, but you gotta power through.
Okay, it is hot out here, but we're putting some windows in our van. So far this has definitely been a stressful, tedious process installing windows for the first time ever.
We're gonna drill our first hole. I'm feeling a little crazy. That's where our window will go.
Perfect for this thing.
I grabbed the top. You grab the bottom.
right, we have our hole all cut and Brian's filing it down, getting it ready, and I am going to prime and Rust-Oleum it after we check to make sure our window is a perfect fit.
Considering just leaving it like this, we kind of like the open air, the freshness.
I do.
We might just leave the window out, right, babe? Look at this. I come close and she paints me.
Brian's going through and tightening everything with his man string. And then we're gonna have a window, y'all. Our first beautiful scene out our window. From the beginning, this channel has mainly been about just doing what you love, no matter how many obstacles are in your way. Brian and I have obstacles that get in the way of every single step that we take, but we always get through it, and sometimes it takes way longer than we expected, but we still accomplish it, and it's like that with every single thing you do in life, and that's part of what this whole channel is about. So no matter what your obstacles are, what you want is accomplishable. Oh, our little friend came to see our window. What do you think, Mr. Deer? I think Mr. Deer might approve.
There's light. Go up another level. We're trying to see if this is big enough. Not yet. One more. And I'm ready to start cutting. Perfect. After the first cut, I'm a little less nervous, I'll tell you that. Notice it's messy, and it's gonna get even messier when we truly water seal it with the lap sealant.
It was a dream, and now it's a slow reality, and we're just really happy to bring you guys along to see the entire process. Today we're framing our van. Framing was a really fun process. I really like this step. It's definitely my favorite so far.
We don't have a lot of experience, but we do have the patience to make sure we do our projects right. Your turn, baby.
This one has honey on it, as you call it. So this one's not totally lined up with that one. We want it right there.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Right there's good.
True that.
Come on. Yeah. Then, baby, it's a little warped. That's what it is. That one was warped the other way. You go, girl.
Yeah, we're really proud of our framing so far. There's been some difficulties we had to get over, but we're on a good roll, and you can really start to see our van turn into a little home, and it's really exciting.
See how it goes? I'm gonna line it up exactly with the other side. The first screw of the day is always the hardest, I'd say.
I think that was probably the best one that ever happened.
Ever happened.
I'm starting the roof today. Obviously, I'm not too helpful with this part, but I am going to help in any way that I can.
Here you can see the finished product of our basic framing for the entire van build. It's really exciting to be at this point.
We get a little annoyed with each other, but that's definitely going to happen. I think we work together well, though, and complement each other well, because if it was just me, the project would probably never be done, and if it was just Brian, it would be done in 4 minutes.
It's true.
Clamped it in there perfectly, as you can see.
Let's screwing this in now. It's actually raining, so we're doing this in the garage instead of in the van.
Yay, we have our inlaid shelf completed. All level, look at that.
It's level.
This will be an inlaid shelf. Beautiful.
Nicolette's gonna put it in, and I'm gonna pocket hole it right in.
I love this thing. All right, so we're gonna pop her in there.
I'll start with one. There she go. We actually weren't going to put any inlet storage. We were just going to insulate and put the walls on. But then we started thinking and brainstorming, and we said, you know what, it would be nice. So we came up with this.
We're working on our first windowsill here. We have our top and sides done. This is for our bigger window, and this is going to be our kitchen window. I really want to have some fresh herbs and plants in my van. I'm really hoping that can go well if I keep the ventilation right. So I wanted a bigger windowsill to make that happen.
She's the real carpenter here, no one knows. She's surprising me, I'll tell you that. We've become carpenters in this. And it's gonna go from there to around that window. We're gonna do the same here.
our second windowsill, and I'm really excited about this one. This one's gonna have cube storage inlaid right underneath the windowsill, which is actually Brian's idea, but I love cube storage. So that'll be really good for like the little small things in our van that I don't wanna waste bigger storage for, so really makes sense to do that.
I think it actually will add a visual of more space. It'll make it seem bigger.
Oh, definitely.
And
it'll like illuminate the light. Just makes it look better.
So we're gonna try it. We've never built it, but I think we'll be able to do it. I don't know, I don't like rough edges.
I like that you don't. I'm gonna turn this into a windowsill real quick.
For this part.
I'll probably do it for that.
Let's see what it looks like.
Made box. Does it fit? Brian and I have two different definitions of perfect, so. Yeah. It's important to have snacks so you don't get all cranky like some people do.
So your girlfriend doesn't get cranky.
So your boyfriend doesn't get cranky.
So we got this frame already done. We're now putting the inlet shelves that'll be there, little boxes, and we're kind of excited to assemble it.
All right, one down. We think that it's a necessity to add inlet storage in your van for a few different reasons. We couldn't waste all of this space in here. We were like, what can we do to make use of this space? Obviously, we want insulation, but we also want to have as much storage as possible in here. The main reason is preserving space. All of this space would have been wasted. It's now an adorable inlet shelf, and we love it.
We chose to do a battery box. Nicolette painted it, made it real nice.
This is how we chose to pre-wire. We put 3 items for this tube, 2 items for this tube. We just got our 2 puck light boards in, and they're installed, and they're finally even and perfect. There was a few things that we had to troubleshoot to get that perfect, believe it or not. It was not as easy as it might seem. But right now Brian's nailing the rest of our board in.
Nicolette found these really cool grommets, and this is where the wires will come out of. Obviously it'll be on the other side, but they'll pop out and just go in here, so our wires are all kept nicely.
Wow. Let there be light.
Normally we start our day, we get ready, Nicolette gets her stuff, and then we start going towards the stairs. It's probably not the best lighting, we apologize. Puts her purse down. I actually take the purse.
literally how it feels when I come downstairs. I literally feel like I'm free.
Right?
Not that.
Go down your ramp. Home. So what you just saw was a typical day in the last 6 months for us.
We wake up, we get ready, and then Brian carries me and all of my crap down the stairs. I'm sitting on the bed, so obviously we accomplished our bed frame. So I really wanted a regular mattress because I can't just sleep on anything other than just a regular firm mattress. I really need something supportive, so.
Baby being the best painter ever.
So I got my white shell first coat clean. So I got my first coat of white on my window.
FedEx guy just dropped it off. I feel so good about this, I could just throw it on her face.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, huge update for you guys. We are currently living in our van.
Yep. So we did move into the van. It was abrupt. It wasn't something that we planned. We planned on moving in a couple weeks from now, actually.
Yeah, we wanted plumbing done, wanted our cabinets done. Then we were going to start moving into the van, but life threw some curveballs. So moving into our van early, we had these dishes from the last couple days, and it's been stressful. I haven't dealt with it. This is the first time I'm going to try to wash dishes without having our running water hooked up yet. There's our water tank. It's 32 gallons. We are going to have a lot of running water here. It's just we're moving into the van earlier than expected. That's why we're working with this. But we'll still get it done. So moving into the van early before we're done renovating has been very interesting, to say the least. The first couple days, since we had to just throw all of our stuff in here, were a little hectic. It took us a few days to just get our groove on how we were gonna work around renovating and living in it at the same time without plumbing. So no running water, and for the first couple days, no fridge, but we did get our fridge, and we'll show you that. That's really exciting. It's made our life a lot better. After Brian finishes up cabinets, we're gonna have plumbing, so that'll be a huge improvement, and it'll be like home. But it really is comfortable at night. We're comfy, we're happy, we're warm with the heater. We need to go south.
Yeah, it's about time to go south for sure. It was unexpected to move in here, but as life throws you curveballs, you got to accept it and go for it. And I actually see it as like a blessing almost, because we're getting used to life in the van, our rituals in the van, how to live in the van. And that's something that does take a little bit of an adjustment. So I'm excited we're doing it.
We were both a little tense, like the first couple days, just because we didn't expect to move in early. And it was difficult because obviously we don't have the comforts of running water. Is just really important. So it was just a curveball, best way to put it.
I'm putting the sides of the cabinet on. It doesn't have to fit perfect. It will be covered, but it just needs to serve as separation, make sure nothing can come out of it. I'm gonna see how I did. Like my new necklace, baby?
Very nice.
So,
Can't wait till it holds all of our food.
I know. This is just the first part. It's kind of how we did our cabinets, and then we're gonna finish it to the frame after we're done with this. Nicolette's always cleaning up. She's cleaning up the sawdust. It's funny. I'm gonna cut the plywood side for the inside of our kitchen counter over there. Nicolette started staining it. It's really looking wonderful. It's a long day of work. Today's Sunday. Nicolette and I have been making drawers, which we've never made before. These are our drawers. We put a little cedar cutout, because our walls are cedar, on the bottom. It's probably the squarest thing that we've made so far. They seem to be really, really great. We're getting more comfortable with using the table saw. As I screw this in, I just want to say Nicolette and I have kind of put filming the van build on the back burner because we had to move into it early. But we love living in the van. It's just not ready for living yet. Pretty close to being done and pretty close to being able to travel. But we're just working every day, 12-hour days, planning at night, and sleeping, you know, when we can, to try to get out of here before the snow falls. We are so close. After some pizza, we went out to get some food because we were hangry. We are close to getting our first drawer in. Nicolette's doing the last screw right now, and we think it might work great. All right, so we're gonna try it.
Wow, finally.
It seems level. It seems to work.
And it has a little bit of a struggle to opening, but we like that.
We like that.
It won't just open while we're driving.
And then it's soft close. It's good.
I'm happy with it.
I'm happy. It's really coming together. Check out the sink. Pretty deep sink for van life. And our stove, which will be awesome. And this counter is actually lower than most counters because we want Nicolette to be able to use it easily. I just did a few inches lower than a regular counter. We took everything out in the kitchen, and you can now see our subfloor for the first time in months. We have our counter here, our sink, our stove. I'm putting the last hole, hopefully, in the van. I went under and I drilled up. You can see the hole there.
Low and steady.
Got it. Nicolette just got in the van because she saw pieces of dirt. She would not.
It's so true.
It's true. She would not leave something like this ever.
And I was like, this is a job for me.
But we got our hole. We wanted to make it before the snowfall. We didn't quite make it. It's officially our first snow of the year. I think I got it perfect.
Start of our plumbing system.
Plumbing was tough for us, but it was one of the most exciting steps because we live in this van and running water is so important when you live in somewhere.
Where's the thing? Our cold water is officially hooked up mostly, and now we're going to hook up our hot water. I got started painting the kitchen cabinets while Brian put the finishing touches on the ceiling. Look how nice our ceiling's starting to look as we finalize the white up there. Brian's working hard on that, and I'm waiting for my first coat down here to dry, and decided we are definitely leaving these doors wood because that just contrasts really well.
She is the better painter. We put her on the counter, moved our metal shelf close there so she has support, put a pillow to protect her legs.
The things I have to do just to do.
It's true. Wow, nice tape job.
So we're unsuccessful in buying the painter's tape, and like that's kind of like if you look around.
We've looked everywhere.
In the world except for painter's tape, and we're gonna find it later when we're not looking for it.
This soap is freezing. So I would say it's 30 degrees. Nicolette and I are really warm. She's in a coat. It doesn't look like it, but I'm in a t-shirt because I'm normal.
I'm washing my hands at our sink for the first time with our hot water from our faucet that I love.
Yeah, we're just really excited to have the hot water. It feels like it's been 6 months waiting for this.
Take this and get out.
And really, it's just been 24 days we've been in here without running water. And now we have running water that isn't perfect, but it works.
We have to adjust the pressure here, obviously. We're not plumbers, so we have no idea what's actually going on. But like everything else in this van build, we will research it, troubleshoot it,
and figure it out.
Look at this, you guys. I have a sink set up again. I haven't had my own like sink area in so long, and
Nicolette's holding our first door of the build, which is really exciting. We've done drawers, we've not done doors. Done.
Look at that soft close. Today we're taking you on a day in our life, living in our camper van while renovating it. Now we're running some errands, and we're going to take you through our day and show you how we make it work living in the van while renovating it. Also how we make it work getting in and out without it being accessible. So we'll just kind of show you how we make all of that work.
Today's the first day since we moved into the van that we're taking it anywhere. So we're a little nervous about the things in the back. I always get nervous when Nicolette's near the edge here. It's a pretty far drop. Look at her. Our goal is to get this seat to come out and down on its own, but we're not there yet. Are you ready, babe?
Usually I hold on to the thing.
I know, but I got you.
Total trust. All right, so this is what we do.
My head out. Make sure it's a good angle. And then I just put her down.
So that is how we do it. We have so much laundry. We don't normally have this much stuff. I always like to take advantage of the dumpsters. Great. Now I have to go get that.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
See you, man. We just work together and we make life happen. Nicolette balances me out and I balance her out. And that's part of the reason it works for us. Part of the reason we can live in this small space together.
There's our shadow.
Oh yeah. We're gonna stop at one of these real quick. So I'm cutting one of the last pieces of our whole van build. It's been nearly a year since we started this journey building our van, and nearly 2 months since we moved into our van while building it. Now we're at the end of that journey. As far as the build's concerned, Nicolette and I can leave. I'm not the true builder here. It's not me. It's Nicolette. She's building something that looks like bigger than her. The reason this project is a big deal is because a cold front is moving in and we're not sure if we're going to survive it in the van. It's also the last project before we can leave and travel full time. This morning we woke up and it was raining, which was actually really nice. And right now the temperature is about 34 degrees. But in the next 4 to 5 hours, that is gonna drop significantly, probably 30 degrees. And it's gonna be about 5 degrees up. We just woke up. We just woke up. We slept in a little today because the rain was pattering. It was kind of beautiful and nice. And we just had a lazy morning. When you look at van life, you normally probably are gonna see it on Instagram. You're gonna see the beautiful places, the tropical locations, the palm trees, and a van parked next to it. But the truth of the matter is a lot of van lifers that we know and see live in the winter. And we are in the winter right now, so we want to show the reality of winter time while living in a van. One of the most important things about living in a van in the winter is having a really reliable heat source, and we have exactly that. Brian fills up the diesel every morning and makes sure that we're fully stocked so that we can stay fully warm. As you guys can see, we finally have our benches like 95% of the way done. This is really exciting to me. It's a big accomplishment because I can finally independently move around the van. All right, so now I'm gonna hop down to my chair. Literally. Just to be able to do this independently in our van is really the only thing I wanted.
this will obviously get a lot quicker, but for our first time, it's pretty smooth. Pretty good.
So I never mind helping her, but her not having independence and having to rely on me is always going to be a lower quality of life than her being able to independently move.
Yes.
Right?
It was a necessity, and it was a long time coming, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah. So these benches that we made, they were designed with that in mind.
Cinnamon rolls are always a cozy food, so we're making some cinnamon rolls. We don't have an oven, so I'm just gonna cook them really, really low on the skillet, which actually works pretty well, but it has to be a super low heat. The weather is starting to get colder. It's snowing out there again, and the aroma of cinnamon is taking over the van, which is super cozy. Following along our day today in the van, you're going to see that it's probably going to be a little bit of a boring day, which that's kind of how it's been recently, just tying up all of our loose ends. Not necessarily boring, just not ideal.
It's been boring. She's right. The word is boring.
It's kind of like stir crazy. That's how I'm feeling, like just a little crazy, which I think is to be expected.
No dream has ever happened overnight, and there's always been that period of time where you have to kind of not love life until you get to that dream.
And all across the country, everybody's experiencing the winter blues in some way or another. And so we're just settling into that. It's the little things, really. The sound of the heat gun, putting on our switch, and the smell of cinnamon. No snow day is complete without a candle. The buns are done. Moment of truth. It's actually really comforting. Get one, babe.
Looks good. It's hot.
Cheers.
That's good.
Better than you think, right?
Oh. If you don't have an oven, you can still make it work.
The cinnamon rolls were good because it's been literally 30 seconds. It's been about a minute, 60 seconds.
There's one left.
I ate one. Just so everyone can do a ratio of how many Brian ate.
I like cinnamon buns. It's my favorite snack. I always want them. I didn't know we could still make them in here. I thought we'd have to pre-buy them, like buy them pre-made. But Nicolette found a way.
So it's been like 3 hours, I think, since we've been up, and now it is 23 degrees. So we started at like 38, and now it's 23, and it's dropping quick. We are gonna go and just get like 10 minutes of fresh air in a little bit when Brian's done with that switch. We think that's important to just step outside of the van at the very least and just like absorb your surroundings and just breathe some fresh air, even if it's freezing. Finally hung up our plant, and I'm loving the way it looks. Doing the finishing touches. We're hanging up our vine lights. I can't wait. That looks good. You're questioning it. I like it on number 8, just a solid light. Let's try that.
I think they're awesome. Little vine lights. It's the little touches, and then we have a real vine at the end of it.
I absolutely love these covers. They're birch tree bark, and I got them on Etsy from this adorable little shop. All right, let's see if I can actually screw this in with 0 balance and not being able to see. I'm assuming it goes there. I always usually find a way to do everything, even if it looks a little odd. It looks beautiful.
Do we have to go outside? It's like, let me see the temperature in here. This thing will tell us the temp.
It's 19 degrees outside.
Our room temperature is 71 right now, so it's like really comfy and cozy. So we're going outside because Nicolette insists on wanting to. We still have
No one said you have to. You just choose to do what I do. He takes the butt jewelry and all. Alright.
Put her down.
Alright, let's hold up the van. Alright, so we're putting a sheet of ice.
Yeah, Nicolette's on ice right now. It's silly. you expect it to be this icy?
Yeah.
It's a little difficult. Be careful. This is how far we've gotten from home. I already want to go back in. And it's been raining, so it's starting to flood. It is freezing over there today, like literally the perfect snowballs. Today, it's ice in the air.
It's true, it's really cold, but it's nice knowing that our van is nice and toasty waiting for us. Winter is a time of solitude, and the winter blues are a real thing, but it all depends on the way you look at it. You can use it as a time of reflection and just a time of being more calm and planning your upcoming adventures, which is what we are planning on doing. Really cold outside, but it's really warm in here, and
This video's purpose isn't to tell you that, you know, everyone can survive in a van in the winter, because it is tough for a lot of people. We are very fortunate because we have heat, and I think there is people out there that do struggle, but a van can be just as comfortable as a home, if not more comfortable. We're very grateful for the position we're in, but not everyone has an easy time in the winter. There are people out there that are having a hard time.
we all have our own struggles, but we are very fortunate to be warm and toasty in our van, and I'm fortunate to have a partner that helps me, and I'm also fortunate to have myself. That's how I feel. I'm just thankful to show you guys the difference of two worlds here. We're so comfortable in here. Look how cold it is out here.
I don't have these.
You'd never know that it's just literally a winter wonderland out there, and not a very nice one. It is freezing. Bye, winter. Now it's dinner time. Yummy. Putting a little bit of the outside into our iced coffee. And yes, we're drinking iced coffee because it's super cozy in here. Brian gets one key because he doesn't really like ice. We have to venture out into the world because Brian has to use the bathroom and we don't have a toilet yet. Brian makes me lock the door. It's so annoying. Feel better?
Oh yeah, I feel real good now.
Alright, now
I do feel better.
It is 4 degrees out and we're gonna do our little trek home.
We did get extra kerosene as well. I don't know if Nicolette told you. Might as well have it. It's literally too cold not to have it.
Yeah,
Hopefully
now
the
we're
dehydrator-
definitely stopped right up.
We're coming back. Being careful. All right, open it up, babe. Is it cold? I'm just gonna bring you on up.
And there's our cozy home.
When it was parked, I like almost forgot that we could travel in it as our home.
To me, it already feels like home. Found a little place to park and make some dinner.
We parked so we can get a view because it's so beautiful. It's 50 degrees out. Nicolette and I are gonna go for a walk. We have the ice lake over here. Before the van, we had to rush every time we traveled. And I guess it just feels really crazy to not be in a rush.
So true. I loved our day trip so much, but it feels really good to just take in every site and know we have nowhere to be.
Is it safe? Yeah. All of it? All right, I think you can go out, babe. You wanna try it?
I'm a little nervous, but super excited.
Do you think we should take risk or should we play it safe?
I don't think a life without taking risks is really worth it. I know some people think because I'm a paraplegic, I should never take risks, but that's just not me.
Yeah, that's definitely not you. I think part of the reason we work is because we're both willing to take risk and try something new and adjust our lives when something doesn't work out.
The van was inevitable because now our adventure never has to end. It's toasty in here.
One of the best parts about living here in this camper van is all the different views you can have.
I know winter isn't what you envisioned for our first van life trip, but it's kind of beautiful, right?